These people in real life demonic contracts. They got real life demonic contracts. These people sold their soul for fame and fortune. I never did that. They've been trying to sacrifice me for over 10 years. Even my child, these people try to sacrifice my child, man.
Right. The Informant back in the building. So that was the rapper Ludfo from Chicago, right? He was one of the early dudes from back in like 2014, 2015 that was coming with the drill music after like Chief Keef wave was dying down, right? So a lot of people are starting to say that this guy is disgruntled because the music industry didn't want him anymore and all those things. But a lot of things that he's saying is adding up very, very well. Whether it's the industry trying to get him to do whatever type of sacrifice or to sell his soul, right? Because as we could see, other Chicago rappers signed up to go that way, whether it's Lil Durk covering his eye or whatever the case is, or this new kid, Von off 1700, now linking up with Michelle Lamy. We don't know why. Why would Michelle Lamy be sitting down with this guy? But that proves Ludfo's point exactly. A lot of people are willing to rub shoulders with these people that supposedly elite in the music industry, right? Because no one could explain why this woman is around all the poppin' rappers. Now let's jump back to Ludfo a little bit. Ludfo said people have been after him for 10 years and trying to sacrifice him, right? The reason why I believe that is because when I look at Ludfo's old interviews, he's wearing that same star ring that if that every rapper that wears that ring, they end up passing away, right? And in each interview that I kept seeing of Ludfo, he was wearing this ring. So it's like he didn't even know he was being set up for the situation back then because he was rocking the ring every time he was talking. You see the ring in the camera, and he didn't even know he was a target back then. So he really is seeming real lucky right now because we see so many people in the industry rock that ring, bro, and they don't make it out. They don't make it out. So many countless numbers of people wearing that same ring, and this is what it kind of validate the things that he's saying. Even though what he's saying already, it makes sense to me personally, right? Because if he was succeeding in the industry as much as he was, where he was in the same rooms with a lot of the biggest artists back then, and he just decided to fall back. And I feel like that's a part of what played. That's what played a part of his family and whoever that was around him, kind of, I guess, being mad at him because they thought their lives was about to change because he is Ludfo and he about to take off. But they don't know the conversations he was having behind the scenes to take his career to the next level and what he was required to do. Because yeah, his music from back then was real. You drill is drill music, right? So we don't think that's good for anybody. But it's very ironic that he said these things, and it holds a lot of weight because not a lot of us get up in these rooms and to hear certain things what they're asking you to do when you're signing these contracts. And if you're one of those people, like I always said, a lot of us, we want to escape poverty and all this stuff. So you can't really judge nobody, but you could judge them at the same time because nobody wants to live poor, bruh. You feel me? But it takes a certain type of individual to realize what's being asked of you and realize that this ain't the way to go. Even the Von or 1700 kid said when he was younger, he was listening to Ludfo and his community started to get real violent. He said once you listen to his music, you go out there and you start catching and dropping and doing all type of stuff to people. And now look at this kid that was listening to this guy, Ludfo, back in the day, and now he's a drill rapper that's now sitting down with Michelle Lamy shaking hands and laughing. Michelle Lamy don't even look funny. She don't look like, I don't even think she speaks English, so I don't even understand what's Von or 1700 is so jolly about being around this lady, right? But maybe he don't know, and he possibly have been putting on that star ring too, because all these artists get the star ring. We don't know why. For some of us with the third eye open, we could tell it's definitely a pattern with people falling victim to the star ring, right? But seeing Ludfo as an older person now, it seems like a complete 360. And whatever the industry was asking him, he already did damage. I'm not even gonna lie. He did damage with the songs that he was coming out with, because a lot of young people end up passing away. And if they didn't pass away, they turned into a drill rapper, which just duplicated the negative shit, right? So I think he should link up and do this type of content with someone in the same level, but not on Instagram. Do that shit on YouTube. And he could come and make his money without having to sell his, you know what I mean? Because this conversation, people are ready for these type of conversations. That's why, even though people are trying to make it seem like he's crazy, there's people that's listening and liking his videos. For someone that disappeared for so long and then resurface, and now this is the conversation that he's having, people are interested in this, because not everybody believes in the industry. Now people at my age is looking at the music like we feel old when we listen to this shit, because it don't make any sense. And it really blows my mind that people actually like this type of music, this drill music. There's no other music out there right now that's being served to the urban community like drill music. And I'm not gonna lie, I listened to some of the Ludfo songs, and even though he was a drill rapper, to listen to how he was rapping compared to these new guys, he actually knew how to rap. But he was telling the wrong stories and narrating the wrong messages. But he actually knew how to rap and put these words together. Like, if he almost sounded like he was from New York. He sounded like one of them old school AZ and Nas type of dudes if he was rapping about the right subject matter. I'm just saying, right? But it's definitely mind-blowing to hear these same conversations keep coming from people that been behind the curtain in the industry, and now he's speaking about these things. And as you can see, as he's recording with his phone, he only has the camera at an upward angle where you only see the sky, because he been around enough to know that you don't even want to show no type of landmarks of where you're at live. So that's smart on his part, just to not be oblivious, to want to just go live and start showing certain streets, certain stores, and people going to know exactly where you at. But we don't know. We don't know. He even told a story about some random guy trying to run him off the road. He got out the guy's way, and the guy still kept coming at him. And this, while he was talking about this, he had that star ring on. And to me, I'm thinking like, yo, that seemed like it possibly was a way to take you out. We seen how Angie Stone left. Angie Stone spoke about the industry and dissipated shortly in a car accident. Left eye. Car accidents. So many people died in car accidents because it's one of those things. It seems normal. The Informant. I'm out.